According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 40% of all businesses that experience a disaster never reopen. If a business does nothing in the way of disaster preparedness, they put themselves at risk for that likelihood, therefore jeopardizing everyone involved.
Businesses that choose to do nothing cost everyone, from their employees to their vendors to their suppliers, all the way down to themselves. By doing nothing, your customers choose to go elsewhere. You got to think down the chain to your suppliers and vendors.
In the United States and around the globe, disasters can strike at any moment. When a commercial property is compromised by fire, flood, hurricane, tornado, or other natural disasters, business owners are often faced with multiple challenges.
Business interruption has the greatest impact on a business after the disaster. Everything from your employees to profit to market share. The longer you are down, the longer you're out of business, the bigger impact that becomes.
Once a disaster or loss occurs, doing nothing can suddenly mean everything. And everything includes not only the affected business or property itself, but also those individuals who keep that entity up and running.
Natural catastrophes have a big impact on the community at large, not just on a single business. They impact your workforce because after a natural catastrophe, your employers are going to be very focused on their own families and on getting their own homes repaired as quickly as they can. They're not going to be focused on trying to get to work. Secondly, the infrastructure itself may not be conducive to allowing them to get to work, to travel, even if they could get there if their homes weren't damaged. Just getting to and from work is a big issue. I would say also with customers, another stakeholder in the business relationship, if infrastructure is impacted or the customers themselves have just sustained a large loss at their homes, they're going to be less inclined to go out and spend on discretionary products and services. Again, they're going to be very focused on getting their own homes in order. And suppliers as well are going to be impacted by a loss. So even if your business isn't impacted as much, if your suppliers are, you could have difficulty getting your raw materials or inventory in so that you can continue operating.
After a disaster hits, the impact is incredibly far-reaching. According to Gartner, 2 out of 5 enterprises that experience a disaster will go out of business in 5 years. As a business owner, disaster readiness is not only important for protecting the lives and health of employees and customers, it can also help companies get back to business faster once recovery begins.
All of our customers always learn something after going through a disaster and the recovery process. But I would say the most important lesson learned is that a disaster recovery plan cannot just be created and sit on a shelf, because it's a very fluid document and people change, vendors change, relationships change, contact information changes, and that all has to be updated and actually tested periodically to make sure that it is indeed working and viable.
Interstate Restoration has been helping thousands of businesses recover from disasters since 1998.
Interstate's comprehensive approach to disaster recovery has always evolved around a sense of urgency for our clients. It's not always about the first guy to the site. It's about getting the right guy to the loss that understands your business, understands how to communicate, understands your needs, and is able to formulate a plan, communicate that plan, and deliver that plan so that you have a successful restoration project in a timely, orderly fashion.
The impact of a disaster is greater than just revenue loss. It is profit loss, client loss, market share, and employee turnover at a minimum. Being prepared to make the right, timely decision on what to do and how to do it is critical to a successful recovery and reducing business interruption.
There are several steps that can be taken before a loss to minimize damage and downtime. The most important is to have a formalized written disaster recovery plan and business continuity plan. So items that are part of a disaster recovery plan would include having backup generators available. If your business has electronic equipment, making sure that it's disconnected properly. We also recommend that they try to raise their inventory to a higher level to prevent any type of water damage that could occur to it. I guess lastly, we would suggest an emergency contact list that would include all of your employees, your key senior management, and your vendors as well.
Companies partner with Interstate due to their commitment to excellence in customer service, keen sense of urgency, and quality workmanship.
We find a lot of value in establishing relationships with emergency providers before losses happen. For our customers who have a national presence or a very strong regional presence, we recommend that they formalize a relationship with a disaster recovery firm before losses happen.
A few of the things we've learned over the years being part of the disaster recovery business is being prepared is the most critical aspect of it all. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to communicate. You have to know what's up with your employees, how to deal with your customer base, how to deal with your market share, profit, revenue. It's a complex situation, and you need to be prepared. The challenge with being prepared is you can't prepare for every situation. You don't know what you don't know sometimes, and you have to have the flexibility to go on the fly, and that's where you need somebody you can trust to walk alongside you and help deliver the ultimate results, which is getting you back into business as quickly as possible.
For more information, visit innovationstelevision.com.